Hey YouTube, it's Dustin. I'm back with my third video here. Last video was review, my thoughts, gameplay, and all that fun jazz about Darksiders and Dante's Inferno. Now, it's the comparisons and differences. Now, people are comparing these two games to God of War. Darksiders is also being compared to Zelda. Dante's Inferno is not. However, I'm going to compare it to Zelda as well as Darksiders, so they're both going to be compared to Darksiders and God of War, in my opinion. The reason is they both have freakishly big bosses. You're not running around fishing or going to a general store buying stuff, have an orrery of time, go through dungeons. Well, however, you do go through dungeons in this game, but it's nothing like Zelda, which would be kind of stupid if it was. Don't get me wrong, Zelda was a good game when I was younger. Anyway, Dante's Inferno, well, that's a dungeon throughout the whole game. It's hell. Hell is the main source. And the difference, that's pretty much not really, it's one of the differences between the game. Not really differences. It's not even really that different. When hell is basically like a huge dungeon, which is just divided in 9 circles of hell. And then you have little dungeons here and there in Darksiders. But Dante's Inferno, I mean, one of the differences between these two games is that of course one has a scythe, the other one doesn't have it, and the other one has a sword. I mean, actually, wait, hold the phone. I lied, I'm sorry. They both have a scythe in the game. It's just Dante uses as a weapon, like his main weapon. In Darksiders War, he uses a weapon, but when he's swinging and chopping away, he's also throwing it. Dante's Inferno doesn't throw the scythe. But EA games, they thought of having a sword when they first started this game. This is the production of the game. I mean, they put some good thought into it and said, this wouldn't make much sense to have him running around with a sword in hell. It's not as dark. It's not as evil. It's not as more deadly or something like that. But that's why they went with the scythe. Some sharp, more vicious looking, definitely deadly. So I'm not saying a sword's not deadly, don't get me wrong on that. But that's just the way they described it in one of their videos. And I do give props on EA games making Dante's Inferno. Give them props. 10 out of 10 Dante's Inferno. Vilgil games, give them props on Darksiders. 10 out of 10 on that. Of course, one of the other differences between those two games, you're riding on a horse, and Darksiders, you don't do that in Dante's Inferno. There's no angels in Dante's Inferno, it's just hell itself. They talk about heaven, but there is some holy things in Dante's Inferno, but it's not heaven and hell having a fucking war like Darksiders. But overall, they're both great games. They have their ups and downs like every other game does. Some parts drag on, and a lot of them pick up, and just you're like, holy fuck, this game is awesome. It's eye-opening. It's catching. Storylines on these games. Dante's Inferno, that storyline is based off the poem itself, which is a book. But it's a book of the whole book is a poem. Put it that way. Everyone knows that. And they also, my opinion, is that EA Games might got some ideas they got some ideas from God of War, they got some ideas from Zelda. But the main thing is, I think they got some ideas from Vilgil's Darksiders, to be quite honest. That's what I think. I'm not saying they're taking the idea and be like, oh, take their idea and like change it up a little bit. Just add Dante's Inferno poem into it. Yeah, let's do that. Make it into No, I'm not saying that. They explained what they did. That one of the game producers read the book itself, aka poem. It's pretty much said in one of the videos that this could be a good game. This would be a game. And what do you know? They made it to a game. Darksiders was just put your heads together, come up with ideas, brainstorm, and fucking pull everything out of your ass and hope it comes out to be a great game. And what do you know? Virgil. Oh my god, got Virgil stuck in my head. That's the shadowy guy and Dante's Inferno. But Vilgil Gaming did very well on Darksiders. At the ending, there's going to be a number 2, like I said. If not, I'm going to be very disappointed. But the way they ended the game, it will be a sequel. Dante's Inferno, it sounded like they were going to make a number 2 in one of their videos. Like, it's the Trencheries video, dialogue, or diary. Basically, they were talking about it. I mean, this is based off the poem itself. But, to be quite honest with you, I think that they can come up with something. They don't have to use the poem in the next sequel. But they can, they might have to use it as a reference to get ideas on where to go after Lucifer is dead. I mean, it will be a challenge for them, but I think if they can come up with this game that they made of the year 2010, they can accomplish a sequel. And that's damn sure. I am 100% positive that they can do it. I mean, gaming companies want a challenge. They want to make a good game for us gamers to enjoy and talk about even put videos on YouTube about these games. That's what these companies want. We all know it, and that's why I'm saying if Vilgil can do theirs as a sequel, that's just the way they ended it, EA Games can make a sequel to Dante's Inferno. I mean, Versal Games had their little part in it, but the main producer is EA Games. And you know, everyone knows EA Games as sports, but for more of a sports making, EA Games made a great venture role-playing game. And that's what I have to say about that. And same thoughts go to Darksiders. Great games. Both gaming companies put so much time and effort in it, and I give them both props. So I'm off to make my next videos. Talk to you guys later.